Hello and happy Friday. It's your Ghoul Essence, and I am here to deliver your weekend messages. I know that it's been a couple days. I have been, just like everyone else, enjoying the holidays. So I won't sit here and harp on it. I am back, and I'm glad you're back. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for returning. Won't take up too much of your time. We're going to just jump into it. So, what do we have for the YouTube collective? What do we have for my YouTube collective? I know the energy that I have been channeling on TikTok has been someone feeling as though they are entitled to the collective's essence, the collective's something, just feeling a sense of entitlement. And essentially, you guys not really, excuse my language, but not going for that shit. And that is what I'm channeling right now as well with the cards I'm pulling. I do feel like you guys have this overall sense of, I'm hearing my time is up. You kind of understanding that the season for something has passed. And I'm hearing on the receiving end, like, a person or persons on the receiving end not necessarily agreeing with you or not accepting that. You could be trying to get out of a relationship, romantic or platonic, and, another person may not be wanting to let you go, may not be willing to let you go. I'm hearing I'm not through with you. And it may not necessarily be about really letting you per se go. It could just be that, someone's not through using your, I'm hearing life force, your essence. And again, entitlement is like the word that I kept coming back to when I was pulling on TikTok. So let's jump into these messages. So starting off with your first card, you do have portmanteau. To collaborate is to be human. And I am tying this into divine timing, patience required, trusting the process, perfect timing when it's meant to be. I do feel like, again, collective, you guys are understanding that, like, your time with certain people is up. I'm hearing ran its course. You are understanding that nature has ran its course with certain places, people, and things. And with Gallivant, go where joy calls you. You are kind of just going where the wind is taking you. I'm hearing going where the wind takes you, going where the wind calls you. You're going with the flow. And I do feel like this is leading to some hurt feelings because you do have broken promises, disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust. Words meant nothing. I am tying this into the word or this card melancholy. Is, was, were, sometimes because, often not. If you are familiar with my readings and my lives, I always read this in like a tone of is, was, were, sometimes because, often not. I do feel like you guys are taking this energy of is, was, were, sometimes because, often not. You really are just brushing people off because you feel like with divine timing, the hands of time have kind of caught up to some of these connections. You're not really sitting here carrying the weight of, but you're my best friend, but you're my sister, but you're my cousin, but you're my third grade teacher, but you're my boyfriend, girlfriend, cat, dog, sister, fish. You don't really care. You're really like, yesterday was yesterday, today is today, and today I feel like I want to go over here, and that's what you're doing. This is leading to some people feeling as though you may have breadcrumbed them or you are breadcrumbing them. You do have giving minimal attention, keeping options open, vague promises, never committing fully. You are making some people feel as though I'm hearing like your words meant nothing. You do have sanguine. In order to find the bright side, you first have to believe there is one. I do feel like this has a lot to the approach you're taking with life right now, where you ultimately feel as though you don't want to give up your life, or I'm hearing you don't want to feel like, all you're experiencing with your life right now is all there is. You could be, again, disconnecting from certain people, places, and things because I'm hearing lackluster because you're starting to feel a lack of love for the connections you're in, a lack of love for the spaces you are in. And you are starting to just have this sense of like, damn, is that all there is to this? And I do feel like this is you ultimately showing a sense of respect to the people that you are separating from because you also want more for them. You don't want to keep showing up to these connections when your heart is not really in it. And that is bringing me to the bottom of the deck. You do have angst. Whining in an action is a brilliant alternative to violence. I do feel like I'm hearing all knowing. You do have this inner all knowing of like, if I continue to show up in these connections or these connections, there will ultimately start to become this sense of resentment between me and you. And I do feel like, again, this is you checking out before it becomes one of that. And I do also feel like this is you not wanting to show up to these connections in a sense of like, disrespect, where you are going to ultimately start breadcrumbing. So I do feel like this is you trying to like, be respectful, even if it is leading to these people viewing you as disrespectful or fake or like, breaking promises or whatever it is that like is being projected on you. You do also have sneaky link, hidden encounters, private meetings, discreet intimacy. Nobody needs to know. This could be not only in a romantic sense. This could be, again, some people seeing you as fake and phony, as like, ducking out on these connections because you have a better friend, a better lover, a better, like, a better job offer lined up. And again, I do feel like this is you just letting people think what they want, because I'm hearing I have one life to live and I'm going to go live it. Okay, so you do have the Five of Cups in the reverse, the Hangman upright, the Six of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Devil upright. And again, collective, I do feel like this is, and I keep imagining just someone going like this. I do feel like this is you, again, allowing people to think and feel whatever it is that they want to think and feel, because you are understanding that ultimately it is not your responsibility to, I'm hearing, ease and soothe and console the feelings of others. I feel like this is you also knowing that, like, ultimately you trying to sway the opinions or the vision of other people is like kind of an uphill battle, or it's like a never ending argument. I also feel like in a way, like, these people do want you to try to plead your case and argue. This is like, a way to keep you fighting and keep you trapped in the dynamic. And I also feel like this is you just understanding that it's a waste of time. I also feel like this is you kind of like understanding again that you have much more important things to focus on. Again, like, you just feel like this is time that you can be using to live your life and go do anything else. So with the Five of Cups in the reverse being clarified by the Four of Pentacles in reverse, this is you understanding that, like, ultimately these people are going to be left with so many, unanswered questions and unresolved feelings and things that they, do not agree with and just feel upset about. But this is not really for you to hold on to and be upset about or try to convince them or explain or whatever. And some things are just going to just be left unsaid or just be left on a cliffhanger, and that's okay. Sometimes you think these things are for the best, and sometimes these things are just going to have to remain that way. And I feel like this is you just being okay with kind of leaving things at that cliffhanger. With the Six of Swords in the reverse being clarified by the Nine of Swords upright, I do feel like this is you being okay with that, because you understand that you've spent so much time in these connections or in this connection being stressed out. And this is you just kind of like, taking this time finally to indulge in whatever it is that you have not been able to indulge in, be it like your hobbies, your life, your other connections, because you've been, I don't want to say trapped, but I'm hearing trapped, like you may have felt trapped with certain people, places, and things. So there's that. This may be a bit of a quick reading today. Let's see what else we have before we get off of here. So you do have, it is as bad as you think it is, endure it anyway. You have juxtaposition. Do your comparisons create conflict or poultry? Is it on purpose? It should be. You also have limerence. You are what you love. At the bottom of the deck, you do have Kismet. Spend your stat points wisely and play to the strengths of your build. Let's see. Yeah, again, I really feel like you guys are just not focusing on any negativity, any frustration, any bitterness being thrown your way. I can't think of the word I'm really trying to say, but I do feel like overall you guys understand that, like, any of the anger, I'm hearing abandonment, any of the anger that's being thrown your way from the people that you are leaving behind, you are understanding that, like, it's not really anger that's directed at you. Like, it's being directed at you, but you know that these are people that just feel abandoned by you. These are people that are upset that you are focusing on yourself, that you are finding the inner strength to finally focus on yourself. With the Ace of Swords in the reverse, I always say up is deliberation, down is decided. You are no longer in deliberation about, like, getting serious on taking your very limited time and resources and energy and putting it into you, which is really funny because you do have bucolic. Are you being a good shepherd to your sheep? And you also have nomenclature, know thy enemy, and you also have insidious, slow deaths, love, false security. So this has been something that's been a long time coming. You have been always kind of like, using all of your time and resources on other people when it should have been going to you, which finally with limerence, you are finally making yourself the main focal point of your life. You're finally falling in limerence with yourself. You're finally realizing that you should be the only one that you are focusing on, and maybe not the only person that you're focusing on, but you should be top priority. With juxtaposition, do your comparisons create conflict or poultry? Is it on purpose? You should be. I do feel like this is you realizing that ultimately with the Seven of Swords upright being clarified by the Hierophant in the reverse, this is you not getting in your bag about people, again, thinking or projecting whatever they're projecting on you and making you the bad guy, because these are people that you wouldn't want to compare yourself to anyway. Plain and simple. With the Knight of Pentacles in reverse being clarified by the Page of Pentacles in reverse, again, this is you not getting in your bag about anything being projected onto you, because, again, you're getting to the bag. You're getting a move on. This is you realizing that, like, why am I going to feel bad about people getting mad at me for getting to the money? I should have been doing this. Plain and simple. The Chariot in the reverse being clarified by the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Plain and simple. Same thing. I'm finally getting a move on with my life. With Vow, it is as bad as you think it is. Endure it anyway. Yes, I'm going to have people throwing salt on my name, throwing shade on my name, saying all types of things, and I just have to sit here and endure it. So that is what I have for you guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed your holidays. I will see y'all later. Thank you for sticking with me. And yeah, y'all take care. I will see y'all later. Thank you.